on your lips in your mouth, right? So we're gonna focus on having a really nice lip and a really kind of cool functional. Sizes and shapes. Here are your options. Option number 1, tall cup, which is this. Okay, so it's a tall cup. This is your template, and you are going to roll it up like this, and it will essentially be that tall cup. Okay, variations on the tall cup. So this is just basic tall cup, straight cylinder, soup can shape. You can also, if you would like to tripod your mug, instead of putting a flat bottom on your mug, you could tripod the bottom. So basically, when you have your circle like this, joined together with clay, you're going to tripod it like that, and instead of having a flat bottom, it can have like a 3 kind of legs, a tripod bottom to your cup. And so this one has the skull kind of texture on the outside, and this is what it looks like when it's glazed. Tripod glaze. Okay. We've got, this is also that same template. This cup here is this template. So what I did is I altered this one a little bit by cutting some little darts at the bottom, so that when I put it together, instead of just going like this, I'm going to join those two like that, and then I'm going to join those two like that, and it becomes a little bit of a square at the bottom. And then I attach a square at the bottom instead of a circle. To get it to close in at the top, what I did was I cut a dart like this, and I pulled it in like that. So that gave it a little bit more closed in at the top. Okay. I also overlapped it and gave it some buttons. So you can do all kinds of different things with just the plain old straight tall cup template. Okay, so I'll leave that one out in case anybody wants to use that. If you don't want such a big cup, you can use the short cup template. So this is the short cup. Straight up and down, same kind of shape, and it's just a shorter cup. Same round, same width around, but just a little bit shorter. And you can see, I'll show you tomorrow, there's different ways to kind of join the bottom so that you can have a different bottom. Really nice little texture on the outside of that cup. So there's the straight cup. There is tall tapered cup. Okay, so in order to get a taper, which is this, so bigger on the top, smaller on the bottom, we have to curve both edges. So I made this by kind of making a template from a plastic cup. And so when this is joined like this, you end up with a cup that has a taper. Okay? If you want it to be a little shorter, you just cut a little bit more off, or I have a shortcut version of that as well. So a shorter cup. Now you can make this, I like the short cup like this, but you can also attach the bottom onto this side of your short cup and have a cup like Sarah Pike's cup. What did I do with that? Here it is. So this is the short cup, but instead of attaching the bottom here and having it open at the top, the bottom is attached here. So what we have here, this is called a winter cup. A winter cup closes in at the top. Okay, and because in the winter you want your hot liquids to stay hot longer, you want it to be closed at the top so the heat doesn't get out. So this is what we call a winter cup in pottery, where the top is smaller than the bottom, and this would be a summer cup, where the top is where the heat can get out a little bit easier and cool off your tea a little bit faster when it's hot outside. So there we have winter cup, summer cup. Summer cup, winter cup. Okay? So that's what we're rolling out, is long and skinny, like this. So because it's long and skinny, this is almost the right width already. So I'm going to roll it this way. I don't really have to make it square first, right? So all I'm going to do to start rolling this out is press it down a little bit on both sides so it's nice and flat-ish. And I'm going to grab some slab sticks. We are going to use the 1/8 inch slab sticks. They are white slab sticks. They're a little bit thinner. One of the things that I like about a mug is a mug that's not too heavy. So the thinner, the lighter your mug is, the better your mark is going to be. The more you're going to reach for that cup in the cupboard when you take it home and actually start using it. So the thin slab sticks, these are a lot thinner than the big fat slab sticks we used for the bowls. We want broke my knife. Okay, so next thing we're going to do up here on the table are these red ribs. You see this? So what we want to do for anything we don't want that we're going to ask it to kind of curl around or lay nice and flat, big expanses like this, we want to use the red rib, and it's just a silicone rib. It's very similar to the metal rib that you have in your kit. It's flexible, but it's a little bit easier to use. So what you're going to do is you're going to press it into the clay and have it bend just a little bit, and you can pull out all the texture, and you can also kind of press out any air bubbles that could have been in there. This is going to help your mug to stay nice and round. It's also going to make the surface nice and clean. Okay, so I'm done with. So next, I will texture the outside of my mug with whatever texture I want. Okay, there's lots of textures up here. This is done with a rolling. Just roll the whole texture on the whole thing, and then I pressed in some flowers here and there. There's some, I think you can make a mug for somebody. There's some stamps here that have letters on them, big and small letters, so if you want to put somebody's name on there, if you want to put something specific. This little medallion I put on there has the two people that were getting married and the date that they got married. It was a stamp that I had made for them. So I pressed that in there. So you can press that right into the clay, or you can add things on afterwards. But figure out what texture you're going to put on there. And then there's my textures. Okay, so I've got textures on my clay. And it's still really gooey. Okay, so what I want to do, textures on one side, no textures on the other side. On the top where your lips are going to go, I want to thin out the top lip. This is a really important step for today. So this is the top. You can see where it says bleed blue and honor over here. So this is the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over gently, use my pony roller at a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to roll that edge just a little thinner from the inside of the cup to the outside of the cup. And that's going to make the lip, the part where you put your lips on the cup, a little bit thinner. See how much thinner that is? So now this part here is thinned out. The other side is, oh, move it, so gooey. So the other side would have been that thick, and I've rolled it so it's a little bit thinner on that side. Stand it up and overlap those edges. So I'm overlapping this clay way more than it needs to be overlapped. I'm going to put this pipe on the inside, and I'm going to press it towards my hand so that I get a nice curved overlap, just like that. And then this is going to sit in my humidor overnight.